which master method applies? A is 1, B is 2, f of n is 1.
Case 2.
In this particular, you're right. Yeah, so in this particular case, A is 1, B is 2, and f of n is 1. Now we can check that n raised to the power of log base b of a is going to be log base 2 of 1, that is n raised to the power of 0. N raised to the power of 0, that is going to be 1, which is going to be the same as f of n. I mean, theta of n raised to the power of 0 is the same as f of n because both are 1. And so if that is the case, we can directly say case 2 applies, and for case 2 we had this complexity, right? Theta of n log ba times log of n. N log ba in our case was, n log ba for our case was case 1, so we have log of n, right? Because we have log of n, because m is 2 to the power of m, right? Okay. Now we have another example here. 2 times tn by tn minus 2 plus 1. N equals to log m. M is 2 to the power of n. We have a equals to, for this case, a equals to 2, b equals to 4. We basically apply s of m equals to 2s m by 4 plus 1. Now in this case, we know that our case is going to be n log base ba, so n raised to the power of 1.5, right? So n raised to the power of 1.5, and that is essentially our time complexity for, in this case, our a is 2, b is 4, n log base n raised to the power of log base b a equals to n raised to the power of SBA 0.5. Yes. So we have 0.5, and in this case we have in case, yes. So we have n raised to the power of 0.5. Now we have f of n equals to 1. So which case applies here? Case 1, case 2, or case 3?
Case 1.
Case 1 requires, no, remember, case 1 requires that we subtract epsilon from it, right? Case 2 requires that we do not subtract anything. And case 3 requires that we add epsilon to it, right? So in this case, we have n raised to the power of 0.5. What do we need to add or subtract to this particular thing to get?
Minus
yes,
0.5.
Right. Case 1. Case 1. My bad, yes, case 1. We need to subtract 0.5 from this particular equation to get us that particular number. So that essentially gives us case 1, right? So we need to make this into n raised to the power of 0. So we subtract, and we basically need to subtract 0.5. So that is case 1. Case 1 essentially means that we have big O of, or big theta of n raised to the power of log base ba. Log base ba in our case is 0.5. So we have the time complexity of m raised to the power of half. Now m raised to the power of half is going, once we substitute this out, this is going to be, since m is 2 to the power of n, we have 2 to the power of n raised to the power of half. We can reorient this thing into saying it is square root of 2. We get this half inside. So square root of 2 raised to the power of n. So we can then say that the time complexity is 1.4 raised to the power of n. Right? So Taha, do you agree that this is case 1 and not 3? Yes. Okay. So now let's look at, okay, let me just, Brian, let me just complete Fibonacci sequence and we'll start substitution method next class. So let's look at the problem where we are generating the Fibonacci sequence. All of you should know how to generate it. I have two basic methods. I have the iterative method or I have the recursive method. For the iterative method, my for loop goes from 3 to n. And for generating the nth Fibonacci number, I would need to go through n numbers, right? To generate the nth Fibonacci number. And so we can say that it is T of n is going to be big O of n. You guys should agree with this. If you don't, let me know. But I'm going to be quick about this. And then you also have the Fibonacci sequence for the recursive method, right? Where essentially we are returning Fibonacci of n minus 1 plus Fibonacci of n minus 2. The time complexity for this thing basically becomes T of n equals to Tn minus 1 plus Tn minus 2 plus 1, because there is the merging complexity is just adding 2 numbers, right? Okay. So now we can obtain these bounds by solving this thing, but we can actually say that we can swap out n minus 1 with n minus 2 or the other way around. So if we say that we swap out n minus 1 with n minus 2, then we have 2Tn minus 2 plus 1. And since we know that for Tn minus 1, we have Tn minus 2, Tn minus 3 plus of 1. So we know that it is going to, our particular time complexity is going to be larger than this particular number here, because we are not considering the fact of T of n minus 1 standalone T of n minus 1. Right. So we have T of n greater than or equal to T of n minus 2 plus 1. Similarly, the other way around, we can substitute n minus 2 with n minus 1. We have T of n less than or equal to 2Tn minus 1 plus 1. Right. So we already did these two equations earlier. 2Tn minus 2 plus 1 was, what was it? This one, which was 1.4 raised to the power of n. And 2Tn minus 1 was theta of 2 to the power of n. Right. So we say that solving for 1, we can say that it is going to be T of n greater than or equal to 1.4n, while it is less than 2 to the power of n. Actually, in average case complexity, this particular complexity becomes 1.62 raised to the power of n.
So in this case, it's actually faster to do it the other way, right?
Exactly. And if you remember that we talked about this particular redundancy in recursive calls earlier, right? So this particular thing is where the redundancy for your Fibonacci sequence comes, where in order to compute f of 4, so in order to compute f of 5, we need to compute f of 4, this entire subtree of f of 4. But in order to compute f of 6, we again need to do f of 4 again. And this goes on as we move more and more and as n becomes larger, these subtrees grow exponentially. The number of these redundant subtrees grow exponentially, right? And that is why it is better to do it the iterative way rather than the recursive way for Fibonacci sequence. So recursive does not always mean better, but it usually means a more nicer solution. Okay. Okay. So now, yes. So now, lastly, let's look at the particular equation T of n by 2 plus log of n. Up to now, we have not looked at any particular solutions with the log of n as merging complexity. We know that it is omega of log of n and big O of Tn by 2 plus n to the power of some epsilon. But T of n is, if we consider for the big O case, that is for case 1, for any epsilon greater than 0, we know that T of n is going to be dominated by big O of n raised to the power of epsilon, right? But we can't actually get a theta case because big omega and big O do not match in this particular case, right? So in this case, we have an extended version of case 2, where initially case 2 was, it has to directly be theta of n raised to the power of log base BA. But there is an extra case here where Fn can match theta of n log base BA log k of n. So log raised to the power of k of n. This is not log log log. This is log raised to the power of k, right? So in that particular scenario, if this case matches, then we can say for case 2, theta equals to n raised to the power of log base b a log k plus 1 n. So if we apply this particular equation or this particular case to this equation, we can set 2 to the power of m as n, and then we can try to solve and find out using the extended case 2 and figure out the solution for that particular equation. I want you guys to do that, but I will start again with this thing next class. So I guess, yeah, that's it for today. I'll stop recording.